Helsinki. My name is Kate, and my project, Astro Digital, is about to revolutionize the way people use satellite data. And when I say revolutionize, I mean every one of you using satellite data very, very soon. Today, satellite imaging industry is broken. And I say that because today, in order to get access to this valuable data asset, you need emails, phone calls, you need days of waiting, and then outdated desktop software to process it. This is wrong. And that is why we decided to start Astro Digital. What is Astro Digital? We integrated a massive archive of satellite data from all different sources, from open sources, from satellites that are producing open data, from commercial data sources, and from our own constellation. Then we created a processing pipeline which extracts information from those pixels, which extracts knowledge from those pixels. And then, finally, and most importantly, we created an API which allows you to stream this information, this data, into any application that may need satellite data. And this is very important. Let's imagine being able to monitor any place in the world on a regular basis. Today, satellites cover the entire planet every day with images. And those images, they tell a story how our planet is evolving and changing day by day. Let's see how it works. So this is our platform, and let's see what satellite data we have for Helsinki. So here we just browsed the location. We'll choose cloud cover because, you know, Helsinki sometimes have cloud cover. So we'll change the date, and let's see what imagery we have. So we'll choose something, and let's say we're interested in seeing vegetation in those images. So we'll click this, and the result comes. So here's an image of the 25th of May of Helsinki. And as we can see, there was a lot of vegetation back then, and Helsinki is a very, very green place, which is awesome. In addition to that, in addition to browsing this archive of data, you can also use it pretty much like Dropcam. You select an area that you want to monitor anywhere in the world, and you set up notifications. So when the satellite passes overhead and we get new image for this area, we drop it into our system and send you the result. If something changes in the area that you're monitoring, we do the exact same thing. Think of all the possible applications this can have. This, what we have just seen, can be implemented with 4 lines of code over here. So by adding 4 lines of code for about starting from $99 a year, you can start building applications empowered by satellite data. And this is huge because it's dozens of industries. It's hundreds, thousands, unlimited number of potential applications. It all depends on the fantasy of, an imagination of the app developer. Urban planning, precision agriculture, mapping, environment, anything you can think of. So today, we have companies that are monitoring food access and agriculture on a global scale. With United Nations, we're doing this project on World Food Project. Or you can monitor farms on a local scale here in Finland. You can monitor drought in Amazon and see how it changed from 2013 to 2015. You can use it for urban monitoring or construction monitoring, where in developing countries, we're implementing projects on monitoring illegal construction. And there are so many more things you can do having this data source. In addition to building the platform and expanding our customer base, we're also launching a unique satellite constellation, which is very cost-efficient yet powerful. This monitoring constellation will provide a unique data source for daily monitoring of the entire planet. Now, we are very young as a company. When we launched our platform in April, in the very 24 hours, we got more than 1,000 imagery requests from 91 countries with zero money spent on marketing and sales. And this is huge because this solution really matters, and this is something that the market does need. So now, we are revolutionizing the way people use satellite data. Please join us at this adventure. Start building things that matter, empowered by satellite data. Thank you so much.
For $99 a year, you would need a whole lot more than 1,000 customers. How are you going to get them? They're wildly different.
So it's starting from $99 a year for monitoring small areas for some small projects that you may think of. Of course, we have enterprise plans, and we have already about 11 million in contracts with enterprise customers. So it's not the general thing, one plan fits all. It's just the starting point, which gives you an idea of how affordable access to satellite data can be.
So first of all, I love what you do. I think it's really interesting. I studied actually environmental science and economics, and I invested in a company that's kind of similar. At one point, it was called Climate Corp. Love that company. So you're doing something that's pretty similar and close to my heart. So I like it. But you talked a little bit about the data that you have access to, and which I think seems phenomenal. I think there's a lot we can do on satellite data, and then you're going to have your own satellites. So what is the dependencies on the sort of getting that initial satellite data, and do you really need to launch your own satellites? Is that critical for you to sort of have that access?
Yeah, hardware costs a lot, so we were very reluctant to spend so much money on that. But the answer is yes. There are open data sources that give you the basic information, and there are commercial data sources which are not flexible enough to give you repetitive imaging of every place. In order to build analytic solutions, you need repetitive imaging. And most of satellite constellations that are now available, they're monitoring here and there, but they do not have repetitive coverage, which is critical. And the constellation that we're building is specifically designed for monitoring. And we're talking with Climate Corp, and Climate Corp, we hope, in the future will be using our platform as the source of satellite data from, again, aggregated source of satellite data.
So what's the capital spend for launching the fleet?
So the first batch of satellites is launching in 3 months. And satellites that we built, they're around $1 to $2 million, which compared to other competitors is about 10 times less than the industry standard for such an application. So it's still very expensive, and launches are still expensive, but we are far, far, far less costly, compared to Planet Labs, EarthCast, you name it.
So what's the total capital spend you're expecting, and over what period of time?
So the entire constellation of 30 satellites, including launches, is going to cost about $45 million.
And that was what we had time for. Thank you very much.
All right. You want to do the next one?